So what a season it could be for football in Sheffield. But Wednesday have to do their bit against the toughest opposition around.
Well, they went to St James's Park and they achieved that victory, didn't they? And they deserved it on the night. They were absolutely excellent, but a slightly different situation here. They're the home team, and as you heard Rafa Benitez already described, home teams tend to look to go forward a little bit more, and Newcastle, nobody better really than exploiting that.
Well, those who didn't see the game on Boxing Day might have imagined it was a bit of a smash and grab. Certainly not. Wednesday had plenty of chances before they eventually struck through the unlikely figure of Glenn Loven's only goal for Sheffield Wednesday. What a time and place it was to get it. Into Jose Perez, and there's Matt Ritchie. Here's Shelvey looking towards Gale. Kieran Westwood, one of the finest custodians in the Championship, able to grab it and dealing with some difficult sunshine. We're pleased to see it. Maybe he isn't quite as pleased at this moment in time. Here's Pudil. Jamal Lascelles.
Yeah, tough out there for him at that end of the pitch, isn't it, really? For those that are surprised he's not wearing a cap.
There's Fletcher. John Joe Shelvey policing him. Adam Reach onto Pudil. Well, inviting enough, and it will fall the way of Hooper. And somehow Newcastle survive. For now, Wallace. And Ritchie is there.
Oh, what a chance. A really good start from the home team. Crowd are involved, which is really important. And you do feel, when you look at Newcastle's season as a whole, if you are going to beat them, you generally have to score first. They're very close to doing that.
And up goes Jamal Lascelles, and Stephen Fletcher down. Well, they're so grateful to have him back, and what a chance.
Well, it is a wonderful opportunity, and he makes a really good effort at trying to stick the ball in the net. Great play down that side. The ball goes in, and then he tries just to guide it. Doesn't smash it. Just knows exactly what he wants to do. Tries to guide it under that crossbar. It's desperately unlucky for Sheffield Wednesday. And Paul Dummett will be a relieved man. Terrible clearance. And Newcastle get away with one.
Well, it's not often you give Gary Hooper a present like that and get away with it.
It wasn't easy, let's be clear about that. It wasn't a straightforward opportunity. It was a bouncing ball, but I bet he wishes he could have it again.
Fletcher will be okay to continue. They do have an abundance of striking talent here at Sheffield Wednesday, as Steve McLaren in the studio alluded to. It does make for plenty of managerial headaches.
Yeah, but they're nice problems, aren't they? Nice problems to have.
Glad he's got them all fit. Forestieri on the bench today. Gary Hooper able to play his part in midweek. And today, but he probably won't have 90 minutes in him. That's what we've been told.
Well, he's rated very highly, isn't he, by Carlos Carvalhal. Gary Hooper, clever, intelligent player. He links the play well between midfield and the attack.
Well, that's the big thing. They've lost those important links in the team. Gary Hooper out since November. Kieran Lee on the sideline since the first game in January. Vital and really ridiculously underrated figure in the heart of the midfield. The good news about him is that we will probably see him in action before the month's out.
And that'll be a relief for everybody at Sheffield Wednesday.
Reports that he would be out for the season, very happily proving to be inaccurate. Now here is Mbemba. Got an opportunity in midweek. Did fine in Rafa's words, so I'll take that as high praise.
High praise indeed.
Here's Gouffran. David Jones, who's all about the promotion business. Break the way of Ross Wallace, but there was Dummett.
This is what Newcastle do better than most as well. Sheffield Wednesday started well, but they just take the sting out of the game by keeping the ball for long periods. Right on cue.
Great noise from the travelling Newcastle supporters. It's been a regular trip on the itinerary in recent years. The last victory on this ground, Sir Bobby Robson was the manager. Kevin Gallagher and Alan Shearer were the goal scorers. There's Reach. Sheffield Wednesday actually looking for their first double over Newcastle in 30 years. 1986-87 the last time. Carl Bradshaw, when he was still a front man before his latter conversion to full back, and Lee Chapman on target in the home victory. Carl Shutt had done the business at St James's Park earlier in the season. Some great names from the past.
I wonder if you offered Carlos Carvalhal a point here, whether he would take it. I suspect it wouldn't be the worst point in the world. You can't really go into a game with that in mind, not at this stage.
Dummett. Shelby, often find him in this kind of position. Need to won that back. Richie, Perez. Tom Lee's hoping to ensure that Kieran Westwood is able to take hold of possession in some way, shape or form.
They are a team that usually likes to dominate the ball, Sheffield Wednesday, has to be said, but Newcastle simply aren't allowing them that opportunity.
Gouffran with a great spin. Glenn Leuven's is there. Up goes Hooper. There's Diame. It's been a while since he's played it regularly, but certainly at home in that deeper midfield role. He's got that versatility about him.
I think they all have, haven't they? They all appear to have such versatility within the ranks.
Breaking ball. Hoping to find one of Anita and Richie. Well, for all his more glittering reputation, promotion's very much a part of the Rafa Benitez story. His biggest achievement as a player was winning a third division title in Spain, and made his reputation really with a promotion with Tenerife, which earned him the Valencia job, where he would go on to win league titles and European prizes. Actually got up at Atletico Madrid's expense all those years ago. A remarkable renaissance by that club since then.
Oh, just a little bit. You have to say, don't you, really, with Rafa Benitez, you have to be very impressed how he's dropped into the Championship, and it is a very different kettle of fish. Everybody will tell you that, but he did his homework, recruited well, and they are all but there.
Pressure on from Gouffran, illegal pressure on Jack Hunt.
Well, he's the one, Jack Hunt, isn't he? Loves to get forward, but he hasn't been allowed to do that in the opening 10 minutes here.
Well, both fullbacks have perhaps even more than a standard sense of adventure these days. Bannon. Up goes Fletcher.
I think Rafa Benitez will be thrilled with that one. Like I said, Sheffield Wednesday are the kind of team that like keeping the ball, but Newcastle are doing a really good job. Just the one scare so far.
Carvajal saying one of the keys today was how they managed the ball. Well, they have to get hold of it to manage it, don't they?
Haven't quite found any kind of a passing rhythm.
Here's Perez. He's not going to get away from Tom Lees. There's another of those who's had a fairly sizable stint out through injury this season. At various points they've had half the team that played in the playoff final on the sidelines, and he is such an important figure back there.
Been so solid defensively, haven't they? He has been a massive part of that.
Again, targeting this club record, which they've equalled in the last 2 seasons. 17 clean sheets. Got 14 at the moment.
I think that's what will have pleased him on Tuesday evening, actually keeping one. It's the first one they've kept in quite some time, actually. The clean sheets dried up.
Well, he was a centre-back, Carlos Carvalhal, in his playing days, although he did say to me last season that there isn't a Portuguese phrase for clean sheet. Kind of sums up their expansive approach when they're at their best.
See, the crowd's gone quiet, and that's what this possession is doing. They're not particularly hurting Sheffield Wednesday with it, but they're just taking the sting out of the game and managing the football.
Here's Perez. Anita to try and help it on. Talking of club records, if they do record another victory, they will achieve Newcastle's best ever mark for away wins in a season, and that's a handy accessory for Kieran Westwood at the moment. And you wonder why it wasn't there from the start, in all honesty.
Well, thankfully for him, he hasn't had too much to do.
It's Adam Reach. Dummett, in the end, not able to defend it conclusively, but that's because he was fouled by Wallace, in the opinion of referee Stuart Atwell, if not that of the Sheffield Wednesday man.
It's interesting, isn't it? I always find it fascinating when an assistant referee doesn't move a muscle. I mean, the assistant referee is literally 5 yards away from that. The referee from further away will decide. I mean, it's not an aerial, it's not a duel Ross Wallace was going to win, but not an awful lot in that, is there, really? Can understand his frustration.
Hunt underneath that. There is Dummett. Now Perez. And Shelby making strides here.
Just needed a teammate to get across that near post there, John Joe Shelby.
Oh, Ritchie tussling well. Barry Bannon with the challenge there to stop Perez in his tracks. Taking chances. Reach. Parrying there by Ritchie. And Diame too. And again, real edge and pressure being placed on the Sheffield Wednesday man in possession.
Yeah, it's excellent, isn't it?
They've got so many facets to them, Newcastle, haven't they? I mean, you alluded to it earlier, Don, how Rafa Benitez has taken into account what is needed in the Championship, and you need to find so many different ways to win.
You definitely do. You need characters that are going to fight and scrap. And when you lose a game, react in a positive way, and they've all done that this season, Newcastle. And if you play for Rafa Benitez team, you will work hard. You have to have a work ethic.
Yes, and he's always on hand to give you advice how to improve. Oh, Hooper's in here, and Fletcher! Well, they've let Newcastle off lightly again.
Well, he will not believe what he's just seen. I mean, how unselfish is Gary Hooper here? It's wonderful movement, clever movement, just drifts off the back of the defender, gets the benefit of the offside doubt, but there, awareness, very clever, lays it on a plate really for Stephen Fletcher. And what did I say about what Gary Hooper did? Stephen Fletcher tries to take the case off it, and that is why he doesn't score. Gets his technique all wrong. What a chance.
Well, for all the possession, that hasn't hurt Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday have managed to manufacture a few chances. Perez. And big chances, really.
Yeah, two big chances. You will wonder, is that going to come back and haunt Sheffield Wednesday? It's a brilliant ball from Bannon, and, well, side foot you would think would have been a better option, but he goes with the laces. And if you go with the laces and you get it slightly wrong, that's what can happen.
Back forward there by David Jones. Well, Darlow has just been hoping and praying, really, hasn't he, with a couple of opportunities that have come Wednesday's way. I remember he made quite a contribution that night on Boxing Day, didn't he, against Wednesday? I mean, he was a large part of the reason why it was only 1-0.
Excellent evening.
Even in the build-up to the goal, he made a remarkable save.
I think I remember commenting, actually, that particular game. They had chances, and they didn't score. And I said, you usually pay the price against the better teams, and they didn't. They got away with it, and they got the deserved victory, but are they going to pay the price for those two opportunities?
Shelby. Ritchie.
Not too many attempts at goal, but no saves necessary. And that will hurt Sheffield Wednesday much more than Newcastle.
Oh, Ritchie's caught there. He won the ball. Bannon was going in for it, and he's going to be booked.
He was in the wars before the game, in the warm-up, wasn't he? Really feels this. Again, when a player overruns a ball and goes chasing after it, I mean, that's a little bit naughty, isn't it? I have to say. Not a very good challenge, and that is, it's a red card all day long. And I think Barry Bannon knew straight away the referee hasn't got the benefit of what we've just seen, but he's a lucky boy.
Yellow card for him. He's a lucky boy. Matt Ritchie certainly isn't. You mentioned that problem in the warm-up. Certainly a big issue here for Rafa Benitez. He has been as influential as anybody in the Newcastle side this season, Matt Ritchie.
You have to say, when an opposition player makes a challenge like that, normally, as a teammate, you would go mad at that player, but there wasn't that reaction from the Newcastle players. I just wonder whether they didn't particularly realise how bad a challenge that was.
Well, maybe a subject of conversation in the next Scotland international get-together. He's back on his feet quite happily. And the Scotland manager has plenty to take his interest today. Not just Ritchie and Bannon, but Ross Wallace, Stephen Fletcher. Liam Palmer's on the Wednesday bench as well today, under 21 international for Scotland.
You can see Matt Ritchie not happy, having words with the fourth official.
There's been a fair bit to make him unhappy this week, hasn't there?
Just a bit.
Necessarily want to dwell on the penalty drama of midweek, but a little unhappy with the punishment dished out there to Barry Bannon. Up goes Hooper, but there was Diame and Jones for Sheffield Wednesday. Dummett. Members across. Oh, and Hooper. He's made something of the situation. Fletcher's there. Well, that's a remarkable stop by Carl Darlow.
Wow, what another big, massive chance.
Well, and it's another extraordinary escape for Newcastle. The chances are coming, one after another for Wednesday.
I don't think he did much wrong there, Stephen Fletcher. I don't think he can believe that Carl Darlow has managed to save that from so close. Standing goalkeeping.
Well, on another day they might easily be in possession of a handsome lead.
It was interesting, before Sheffield Wednesday scored the other evening, Rotherham missed a chance, didn't they? Spoke about how clinical the Sheffield Wednesday strikers would be in the same situation. Of course, they went on to win and be ruthless. And you get the feeling, if a chance comes Newcastle's way, what might happen?
Hunt. Wallace. Always want to try and get it onto that left foot. Fletcher's in a lot of space. Poodle behind him. Barry Bannon.
Well, how on earth does Carl Darlow keep this out? I mean, Gary Hooper does brilliantly, doesn't he? Keeps that in, picks out Fletcher, and he gambles the goalkeeper. In that situation, throws himself back across his goal, and he gets a real good hand on that. What a save that is. 3 massive chances. Like I said, I don't think Stephen Fletcher did much wrong at all there. It's just brilliant goalkeeping.
If Newcastle get what they want from this game, they'll have a good deal to thank the goalkeeper for. Hooper's turn, advantage played, because Diame has left his mark on Barry Bannon. Hunt, down he goes, no chance, says referee Stuart Atwell.
Well, I wonder if the challenge on Barry Bannon was a little bit of retribution. He gets in behind, and Gouffran just does put hands on him. It's not enough to send him over, or it shouldn't be, but when a player in the penalty area feels contact like that, he is going to go down. It gives the officials a decision to make there. You see the assistant referee very close, and it would have been soft.
Well, Bannon down in a heap, and this is how he got there.
Like I said, I wonder if Diame knew it was Barry Bannon. Kind of loses his footing, doesn't he, Mo Diame, and then catches Bannon.
Well, certainly if Matt Ritchie had made the challenge, you might think there was a little more about it. Mo Diame, a man who's done a different sort of damage to Sheffield Wednesday in his time. afternoon or back in May with that glorious playoff final goal for Hull City.
Yeah, it's worthy of winning any game, wasn't it? Spectacular. It looks very much like back-to-back promotions for him.
David Jones be very much hoping to do the same with Wednesday through the playoffs, having been a big part of things for Burnley last season, but a free kick to Newcastle here. Carlos Carvalhal and Lee Bullen on the Sheffield Wednesday coaching staff just having a bit of a word with the fourth official about a few things, I think. They've got other things on their mind here, the Wednesday players. Shelby fancies this. Made Westwood work.
Good hands from Kieran Westwood. A quick kick. Something that he tries to do quite frequently, actually.
Well, here's Perez. Touchback looking for Ritchie. And gets involved in a tangle there with Daniel Pudel. It will be a Wednesday free kick.
Well, there's all kinds going on out there. Difficult game for the officials so far, I have to say.
Well, it's the competitive edge that can come out when the stakes are so high, particularly high for Wednesday tonight, given their position at the start of play outside the top six after Fulham's victory, if you haven't heard, beat Ipswich by 3-1 earlier today. And there's concern over Dwight Gale.
Well, that is not a good sight if you're of a Newcastle United persuasion.
Well, the man who's got a goal about every 92 minutes he's played this season for Newcastle is going to be replaced. They're not going to take any chances. And a former Wednesday man, with a lone spell here, while back Daryl Murphy is going to step in for him. Talked about their recruitment a little earlier, Don, and Daryl Murphy, certainly a man who knows his way around this division, had a wonderful period with Ipswich Town.
He will pose Sheffield Wednesday's defenders a completely different kind of a problem, won't he? A physical problem.
Well, out comes the cotton wool, with no risks at all.
Substitution for Newcastle United, number 9, Dwight Gale, is replaced by number 33, Murphy.
Well, he's had to bide his time, Daryl Murphy. He's not had a real stream of opportunities to show his worth from the start. He's come up with some important contributions, though. Fletcher, a little foot in there by Mo Diame. Dummett, Jones, Hunt, hunting it down was Gouffran. Here is Murphy, and Lovens tidies up. Westwood with the ground thundering under the boots of his international colleague. They're able to get it away. Here in Westwood of the Republic of Ireland.
Still be wondering how Is this game still 0-0?
Well, he said he's been sleeping much better in recent weeks. He might not do so tonight if they don't get a positive result here.
We will see. Of course, what that doesn't highlight really is the calibre of the chances that have come and gone for Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, there is a difference between an attempt and an absolute golden chance, which isn't always reflected in the statistics. Here's Hooper. Wallace. Hooper. Wallace. Showed enough of it to Mo Diame, and now he's hurt. It's up to the referee to stop the game, of course, for all the boos. Well, Wednesday have had the chance to get the ball out. They really can't expect Newcastle to help them.
Looks in absolute agony, doesn't he? Ross Wallace, he overruns the ball. See the way his ankle twists and bends really unnaturally as he slides in there. Can't apportion any blame on Mo Diame. It's just there, that ankle twisting.
Well, Good Friday could herald a promotion party if Newcastle can win here. Brighton at Wolves on Good Friday, 4:30 Sky Sports 1. Newcastle at home to Leeds. If Huddersfield lose to Preston earlier that day, then victories for those two will mean a return to the Premier League is signed and sealed.
You do feel that it's almost a formality anyway now, don't you, really? Huddersfield gone off the boil a bit. He would never admit it. Try and keep his team and his players focused.
Of course, they have to do their job here to keep that possibility alive. Yeah. They have to win. Well, you never know in the Championship. Obviously, next week as well, you've got Leeds with their own fish to fry, as it were.
Big victory for them today.
Here's Dummett. Shelby. Drifted in there. Murphy on the turn. Oh. Well, certainly deflected on its way through.
Well, he's claiming that Gouffran, who was in an offside position, is impairing his vision here. Kieran Westwood. Gouffran does really well because he doesn't go for the ball, really. And that's why the flag stays down.
There will be goalkeepers who tell you if an attacking player is stood anywhere within the width of the goalpost, then they should be flagged offside. Unfortunately for them, the law doesn't quite allow for that. It will end in a goal kick in any case. Well, there's a man who'll be delighted with events involving the other Sheffield club today, Brian Deane. Sheffield United, just to remind you, securing promotion back to the Championship at Northampton today. Wednesday, certainly hoping to avoid the prospect of Sheffield Derby rivalry renewed. Pudel. Bannon being hassled by Perez. Ovens. Hunt. Trying to get away from Gouffran. He's been pretty diligent defensively. Hunt, Wallace. On for reach, potentially. Shelby getting there first. Murphy. And here's Vernon Anita. Kudo always favourite. Just had a bit of... In for Murphy. Jamal Lascelles. Fletcher. Reach. Hooper. Wallace. Hunt flying up on the outside of it. Dealt with by Diame.
Well, that's a familiar sight, isn't it? An overlap by Jack Hunt. Hasn't really had too many opportunities. One penalty incident, and this one really. Usually when he gets in this area, picks out good crosses, but it's well defended at that near post.
By Mbemba. Lovens loitering. Lee's coming in at the back, gets his head on it. Where's it going to drop? Darlow's in a bit of difficulty. Well, it's all very untidy, but Newcastle able to get it away. Mbemba at the last, back in by Bannon.
Well, again, maybe a little bit fortunate here, Newcastle. Tom Lee's at the far post, and then they don't really deal with it, but again, you have to credit Mbemba, right place, right time.
Shelby. Kudo got his head on the end of it. He's another of those who's had some niggling injury issues this season. I reckon part of the root of that is that he was only signed quite late in pre-season, so he didn't do all the work that was necessary then.
It can catch up with you like that, it can.
Had to make his deal permanent on loan last season. Anita. Out to Gouffran. He's got help over there from Dummett. With the Geordie accent, local boy, although internationally represents Wales. Grandfather from Caerphilly, allowing him that opportunity. Oh, Gouffran got a foot in, and Murphy is offside.
Well, it's a good chance. He shouldn't have been offside, should he really? Needs to be more aware of where the defender is. This ball is played looking right along the line, and it's a good decision.
Gary Hooper's underneath this. Gets it under his spell. Wallace. Crossing with his right foot. Fletcher. Timely header from Mbemba. Gouffran, Shelvey. That's Lovens. Pudel. Vernon Anita. Reach. It's Fletcher's head. Just a little sore one for Stephen Fletcher in the lower back area.
Complexion of the game's just changing slightly, isn't it? Newcastle not particularly managing the ball as well as they were at the start of this game.
Yeah, they really did take the heat out of things after Sheffield Wednesday made a very positive start, but they are seeing plenty more of it now, the home team. Bannon. Fletcher. Pudel. Fletcher.
They've turned it right round, haven't they? They were being dominated with the ball. Newcastle not necessarily hurting them, but it's more like what Carlos Carvalhal would want from his team.
He didn't want to say so at the time because he didn't want to seem as though he was making excuses, but when he didn't have a number of those key players out, he did have to, as he says, play with a bit of a different face, a little bit of a more conservative style.
You can see the influence that Gary Hooper, who rates very, very highly, been terrific in this first half. He holds the ball up brilliantly. He's aware of where his teammates are, where the space is.
Interesting to see just how many minutes he has in him today. Started as well in midweek. Jonjo Shelvey. Ritchie. Lees. Hooper. Bannon. David Jones. Lees. Up towards Fletcher. Jose Perez has lost it. Reach. Bannon. Daniel Pudel. Fletcher gets there. Mbemba close at hand.
It's good play from Sheffield Wednesday. They're winning the ball back high up the pitch, penning Newcastle in. No more than a half a chance, really, under pressure.
Scrap there between Murphy and Lovens. That's Pudel. Hooper on the turn. There's an arm around him from Diame.
That's an easy one for the referee, isn't it? Blatant. Once again, lovely skill from Gary Hooper to turn away. Been magnificent, the striker, in this first half. Diame cynical.
Opportunity for Tom Lees and Glenn Lovens to venture forward. Bannon floats it in there. Pudel rises. It's defended by Lascelles. That's Reach. Again Lascelles.
Rafa Benitez exasperated down there, turned away in despair at the fact that Sheffield Wednesday player got a free header in the penalty area.
Another opportunity from a set piece right on the stroke of the interval here. Wednesday will feel they should be in front, the chances they've had. They are a threat from these situations. They've got plenty of good aerial options. And they're very productive in front of goal. Well, is the very edge of the case hanging over? We'll see. The official's quite happy with it. Jones. Hooper. Fletcher's coming in. It evades him. It's Wallace, but the whistle has gone.
Push in the back. Just a fraction too high for him. This ball, Hooper stands it up to the far post. Just there. It's a clear foul. Really, no need to foul there either, really, to be honest.
Showon and Bemba. Well, it's been very much a case of if only for Carlos Carvalhal so far today.
Bittersweet, really, when he reflects. They've played very, very well. They've created 3 wonderful chances. Have not been ruthless enough to take at least one of them.
Reach. Hooper. Doesn't quite get there first. It was, well, he's saying corner. I have to say my initial reaction was that was the case, but it's a free kick for a foul on Lascelles in the end.
I think Lascelles gets there first, doesn't he? Hooper doesn't get any of the ball. He slides in. It is a foul.
Much debate in the end. Shelby, unlike him, straight to the feet of Reach. Rallying cry from him as well.
Probably feeling a bit frustrated actually, because early part of this game he was seeing an awful lot of the ball.
Well, that's distinctly ambitious, but it might come off. Oh, he's so unlucky. Ritchie on the follow-up. Well, extraordinary.
That is outrageous skill. Outrageous.
I was about to say, as Gouffron takes it on here for Newcastle, it is probably the best championship player on the ball by far, and you can expect the unexpected as well.
Well, I said before when we looked at him, for me, best player in the championship, and he's just highlighted that there. First of all, the skill, then the vision and the ability to do that. He is desperately unlucky, and Kieran Westwood will be a very relieved man.
Well, he was saying a little prayer there, the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper. That's the kind of inspiration he can provide. But it's Wednesday who've had the chances in this first half. Newcastle have made no further changes, but a little update on Dwight Gale. It is at least a hint of a recurrence of the hamstring problems that have plagued him for much of the season. Daryl Murphy coming on for him in that first half. Here is Barry Bannon. He might have needed a bit of running repair as well at half-time. His involvement in a couple of notable challenges in that first half.
You could say that.
Looking towards Pudel, Vernon Anita with him.
Well, that's more what Barry Bannon brings to the table, isn't it? That range of passing, sending Pudel away.
In some ways a little bit in Forest Jerry's shadow last season, Barry Bannon, but not to the Sheffield Wednesday camp themselves. Put him as an equal influence really in what occurred last year. Paul Dummett had got his head on that ahead of Tom Lees. Adam Reach coming over, former Newcastle schoolboy, indeed. He reckons his release at 15 has done much to spur him on to the career he's had. But he still is a Newcastle fan. Hunt and Gouffron coming together and did reach it, but didn't end up at the foot of a Wednesday player. Fletcher.
Well, this is the first of 3 home games in 4 for Sheffield Wednesday. You do feel that they need to make Hillsborough a fortress again, don't they? Just lost a bit of momentum here. Earlier on in the season, it was a magnificent fortress. He would hope that they can get that form back to take into the playoffs.
The final 2 games here could be very significant indeed against Derby and Fulham. Fulham on the final day, you just wonder whether that's effectively going to be a playoff before the playoffs.
Well, it's certainly got that possibility about it, hasn't it? There's still a lot of water to go under the bridge before we get to that. One thing's for sure, there is going to be somebody left extremely disappointed.
Shelvey looking towards Daryl Murphy. Jones. Oof. A couple of moments of looseness from Wednesday in midfield in the last minute or so. It's Daryl Murphy who used an arm.
He delayed his decision a little bit here, Stuart Atwell. I wonder if he got a little bit of help from one of his team. It does hit Daryl Murphy on the arm. He's not looking at the ball. You can't say that that was deliberate.
Well, they are a team. There's 3 teams out there. Perez getting his head on that. Fletcher and reach, and Diame got a foot in, and here's Ritchie. Anita up to Murphy. Gives him a different aspect, and it was shown to good effect there. Shelvey. It's opened up, and when it opens up for him, it can spell trouble, but Westwood always behind it.
Yeah, it's the last person you want really to be given half a yard of space to. David Jones really should do a bit better there.
It's called dicing with danger. Their first attempt on target. We're not going to go over the old debate about whether the crossbar is on target again. Sasso lurking at the back. He's come up with a couple of goals against Blackburn earlier in the season from set pieces. Up goes Lees.
Again, it's a free header, isn't it? And for Benitez, well, I'd be pleased about that.
It's not brought him to his feet on this occasion. Well, he had a bit of fortune, I suppose, in the first half. He can be a little bit of a superstitious sort. During Liverpool's Champions League run, he had a lucky pair of boxer shorts with the Tasmanian Devil on it, which he wore for every game.
Well, that is too much information.
I won't tell you how I got that information. Here's Perez. Could be useful. Gouffron hurling himself at it.
Yeah, first sign of real danger in the second half from Newcastle. Get in behind way too easily, don't they? And then Jack Hunt does really well. He's aware that Gouffran is there. Opens his body out, spots the run, tracks him. It's good defending.
Ritchie. Hooper. Frustration building around Hillsborough. Which I'm sure can be one of those places where things aren't going well. It can be particularly difficult for the players.
Crowd, and you've got to use that as a home team, as a home player, to try and use it to your advantage and get them off their feet, get them behind you. This game has had little quiet pockets when Newcastle have done this type of thing. The ball.
Murphy underneath it. So put in by Lees. Ritchie. Perez. Jame. It's Ritchie again. It's loose, and here's Hooper.
It's a couple of times now. He was magnificent in the first half, Gary Hooper, but he's given the ball away a couple of times very cheaply.
To wonder how quickly the little edge of sharpness will diminish for Gary Hooper, given the time he's been out. Before Tuesday night, he hadn't featured for Sheffield Wednesday since the 19th of November. Jerry going through his paces down there. Good to see him back in the fold. Certainly is delight around the Sheffield Wednesday camp.
The Sheffield Wednesday bench just highlights how far Carlos Carvalhal has brought this football club. Real strength and depth to it.
Someone like Jordan Rhodes is only on the bench. I know that's quite a leap. To mention Sam Winnall, who made such great strides last season with Barnsley in their promotion and in the first half of this season, and you have to say it's been a bit of a contrasting season for the South Yorkshire clubs in the Championship, but Paul Heckingbottom's achievements there really should be applauded. At the heart ripped out of his team this season, as well as the challenge of moving up a level.
Magnificent job.
He's fondly remembered here as well as part of that playoff winning side in 2005. Got them back into this division. Murphy up. Gouffran, was he fouled? Yes is the answer. Jack Hunt, the guilty man.
Danger. Just gets the wrong side of Gouffran, doesn't he? And he seems to stumble into him a little bit. Just stumbles and then bundles him over. This is real danger for Sheffield Wednesday. Shelvey, Ritchie.
And they have a guessing game. The right foot of Shelvey would be favoured in this position, but certainly not beyond Matt Ritchie's capabilities with the left foot here either. I think the guessing game is over now, though. It's Shelvey! And beaten away by Westwood.
He's hit the target, and that's what you would ask of him.
Lascelles to play it in there. Big Perez at the back post. Reach away. Shelvey improvised well. Gouffran. Perez. Hit the target twice in quick succession.
There's a Shelvey free kick. I mean, he does well, Kieran Westwood, in that he doesn't gamble by taking too many steps the other way. In case Shelvey lifted it over the wall, that's what allowed allows him to make a comfortable save. A lot of keepers gamble now, don't they? It does get them in trouble from time to time.
So often a fateful step, isn't it? But such is the ability they're facing to take so many possibilities into account. Diame. Here's Perez. Shelby. Well, now he'll take it on. And again, it's Westwood who's there.
But the difference is, Newcastle are now having attempts at goal, and they're coming on a regular basis. Comfortable save for Westwood. But they seem to be growing into this, the away team.
In 7 minutes, 3 attempts on target he's had. And Wednesday need to wrestle back control from their point of view. Jordan Rhodes about to be introduced.
They've never really had any positive momentum in the second half, have they, from which to build Sheffield Wednesday. So I'm not surprised the change is coming so early in the second half.
Carmiel did suggest it would be in the realms of 60, 70 minutes for Gary Hooper in terms of fitness anyway. Foul by Gouffran. And that is the cue for the change. Wednesday's second change of the night.
Substitution falling out. The 14, Gary Hooper, is replaced by number 7.
Well, he will certainly play his part in the days and weeks to come. He already has here tonight with an excellent first half display.
Absolutely. They're thrilled to have him fit again, aren't they?
And as he gets fitter, he'll just get better. But there are plenty of other options around, and they really are blessed, Sheffield Wednesday. Wouldn't it be just like Jordan Rhodes to make an instant impact? Wallace's delivery. When the heads go up, it's there! And it's Tom Lees who has gone up here for Sheffield Wednesday. And ironically, when they are up against it, they do find a way to go.
Oh, it's just stunning in its simplicity, isn't it? Again, Rafa Benitez will not be happy with this defending. It's just a ball into an area that a Sheffield Wednesday player, Tom Lees, attacks with determination and desire, and he outjumps 4 Newcastle players. I mean, that is not good enough defensively, but credit Tom Lees, he wanted it, he got it, right in the corner. Carl Darlow left helpless.
Number 15.
Well, it's his first of the campaign, and a very important one indeed for Wednesday.
Well, they won 1-0 at St James's Park, courtesy of a set piece. And Rafa Benitez will... Well, I'd be fuming if I were him.
Yeah, similar recipe, centre-back, set piece, 1-0 Wednesday.
They'd had the warning signs, hadn't they? Sheffield Wednesday had 2 or 3 free headers from set pieces.
Murphy's offside. Well, just at the point when they really had a grip on it, they concede. But as you say, Don, several free headers won in their box at set plays. Had him worried anyway.
Yeah.
He really had to fight for it, but fight he did.
It's who wants it the most. Sometimes as simple as that. Tom Lees did.
Well, it could be quite a night in Sheffield if they can hang on to this. Remember, Sheffield United promoted today from League One. But they may have plenty to celebrate themselves, the Wednesday followers. Long way to go.
Now they've got to manage this situation, Sheffield Wednesday. That is key to them holding on to this victory.
Into Rhodes, but won by Mbemba. That's David Jones. challenge from Dummett.
Well, now the crowd are involved.
It's a complete turnaround in that sense. Jones.
A bit more urgency from Newcastle now.
Now they have some margin of error, which is a precious commodity at this time of the season, with Huddersfield's defeat today. It's not on his mind.
It was a big result, wasn't it? Nottingham Forest beating Huddersfield.
For them as well, in their situation at the bottom.
Absolutely.
Eric Lehigh and Jamie Ward with the 2 goals at the City Ground today. Dummett. They dragged themselves up off the canvas in a very pivotal match at Brighton just a few short weeks ago. Newcastle seeking to do similar here. They do have a corner with John Joe Shelby over the ball. That means promise.
They've got a good record themselves, haven't they, from set pieces, Newcastle.
Darryl Murphy's head on the end of that one. It's very much a strong suit of theirs, particularly in the earlier weeks of the season. Actually, set pieces were the most reliable route to the goal.
Well, it's another aspect that you have to be able to do if you want to get promoted from the Championship. You have to score your fair share.
Winning many a header now. Perez. Fine cries from the travelling supporters, as ever in great number. Is that a foul by Diame? No is the answer. Here's Shelby. Anita on his bike over on that far side, but he'll use Perez. And now Murphy. Shelby's continued the run. Well, what an important challenge it was from Sasso, and then it's Gouffron's shot.
Oh, wonderful defending. This really was fantastic defending. It's actually Poodle, isn't it? Yeah. Tracks the runner, Shelby. Very important block.
Yes, give the man from the Czech Republic his credit. Up goes Rhodes. Oh, Fletcher sniffing around. Member stepped across him. It's enough for Jordan Rhodes to appeal. He's hoping to win it back here, and he will get a free kick.
It's good closing down, isn't it? Pressing from the front. Win the ball back up, high up the pitch. Actually, fair play to Sheffield Wednesday there. Even though they're in front, they're still sending the big central defenders forward, trying to get that cushion of another goal.
Ah, the midges are out. Summer is here. Wallace's ball. And Leeds, well, it's Jordan Rhodes, it just evaded.
Fractions, just a fraction too high for him. But how on earth he finds that amount of space, Jordan Rhodes. Drifts in. A few inches lower.
Well, it's got to be the major concern of the night for Rafa Benitez in terms of the detail. Rhodes. Diame in strongly. Jones to pick it up for Wednesday. Adam Reach. Diame with him again.
Well, they're complaining. They felt that he was fouled over on the far side. Certainly Sheffield Wednesday didn't stop. As he nips in there, he feels that Rhodes leans into him. He does lean into him. They have a point.
Poodle's throw. Fletcher at the near post! Has done it! A stunning header! And the man who's made Newcastle suffer so often in the past is at it again! And just what they needed on a day when they dropped out of the top six again. That could well be a goal that sees them climb right back into it.
Could be priceless, couldn't it, again? But you've got to question the defending. It's a long throw. It's Lascelles that is marking him. Diame doesn't screen him well enough in front. And if the first goal was simple, that one's even simpler. Still got a lot to do, Stephen Fletcher. But he knows exactly where he needs to put that ball for it to hit the back of the net. He needs to loop that into that far corner, and he does it to absolute perfection. And Sheffield Wednesday, wonderful opportunity for 3 big points.
I don't recall you doing that too often.
Well, I was a chicken flapper, me.
Well, he's certainly found his touch this week. That's 3 goals in a critical period for Sheffield Wednesday, and he can forget about the chances earlier.
He can. So yeah, I bet he enjoyed that one the most.
So did he. Although he's not showing it yet, because there is still plenty of work to be done.
I was going to say, it was quite ironic, because you don't feel that Sheffield Wednesday have played as well as they did in the first half, and yet they mustered 2 goals. Free kick and a long throw.
It's pretty muck and nettles, really, isn't it? Bannon. That's a very important interception, that, by Diame, as one was on its way to Jordan Rhodes. And that's very late indeed by Wallace. Advantage played.
Well, they must keep their discipline, you know, Sheffield Wednesday. The last thing they can afford is to have a man sent off and play against Newcastle with 10.
Apologetic. It is there is the booking, which we expected after that challenge.
Yeah, it's blatant. He just goes to ground. He hasn't got any chance whatsoever of winning that ball. And well played, Paul Dummett. He didn't make a fuss about it, did he? Newcastle defender.
Forestieri getting ready, as is Christian Atsu by the look of it, for Newcastle. So changes of foot on either side. Bannon. Jose Perez, the guilty man.
I just think there's a lot of frustration out there in the black and white shirts.
Seeking out Jack Hunt here and finding Fletcher. Hunt, Fletcher. Just too much of Wallace.
Amazing what goals do, isn't it, though? It's just giving them that extra edge, Sheffield Wednesday's players.
Diame off.
Substitution for Newcastle United, number 15, Mohamed Diarmi, is replaced by
So
number
Christian
30,
Atsu comes on. Well, it looks as though the final change for Sheffield Wednesday, understandably, is going to be of a protective nature, with Jose Semedo coming on. Much defensively minded midfield player. Ross Wallace also picked up a yellow card, Ross Wallace, so that might be in the mind of the manager.
Yeah, it's a sensible move, isn't it, really? We saw Carlos Carvalhal make the same change, didn't we, at Rotherham the other evening. Once they got that 2-goal lead, brought on Semedo, and they managed the game perfectly from there on. Won comfortably. That's what he'll be hoping can happen here this evening.
Defensively minded to the point, Semedo, that his only starts for the first team this season have actually been at centre-back. It's very much where we would expect to see him. Well, inevitably, it's a busy weekend of live action from the Premier League here on Sky Sports. Tomorrow we're up in the North East, Sunderland in desperate lead, Manchester United chasing Champions League football, 12:30 Sky Sports 1. Everton chasing their European dream up against the reigning champions Leicester, 3:30 Sky Sports 1 for that. And again, another one that focuses on top and bottom of the table, Crystal Palace against Arsenal, 7 o'clock Sky Sports 1, and Claudio Ranieri will be in the studio. He'll have a story to tell, I imagine. Claudio was at Spurs today as well. Had a bit of a romp in the end against Watford. Rhodes putting himself about. It's only the second time since he arrived that he hasn't been in the starting lineup. Competition sharpens the edge, does it not?
Oh, just a little bit. So Newcastle have just got to be a little bit careful how this season finishes. You still think that they are going to get automatically promoted, but they won't want to stumble over the line, really.
Well, they've got Leeds, who have big needs of their own on Friday night. We'll have that live for you on Sky Sports. Then they travel to Ipswich, before they have a week without a game, for a Monday night battle with Preston, who, although they lost at Leeds today, will still feel there's an outside chance of claiming a playoff place.
If this result stays the same, these 3 points, it just concertinas it a little bit more, doesn't it? A bit of pressure on maybe those that occupy the places.
Well, Huddersfield and Reading both losing today, and when I say losing, in Reading's case, foul by Vernon and Anita. Well, Matt Ritchie with a bit of frustration coming out there.
It's been evident for a little while, hasn't it? Now, they're clearly not happy. You can see the frustration on the Newcastle players' faces.
Well, he'll have picked up a few backhanded compliments today, Matt Ritchie, the odd bruise. Rhodes, reach. He's been a very good acquisition as well for Sheffield Wednesday, with his versatility, left back, left midfield, up front as well.
He's had a real good season, hasn't he, Adam Reach?
This afternoon's attendance, 28,883. 28883. Thank you all for your support here at Hillsborough this afternoon.
Towards Atsu here, that's Jack Hunt though. Reach. Rando for Murphy, and now Jose Perez. Alexander Mitrovic getting ready for Newcastle. Anita. Who might run Shelby's way! Oh, and Westwood's there. Well, they've had a running battle which Westwood has won.
Again, he does what you'd expect of him. He hits the target. And whilst it's a save, again, it's another one that you would expect Kieran Westwood to make.
Mitrovic ready to come on then in the next break. Jose Perez. Gouffran. Anita. Ritchie. Spreading it for Atsu. But Jack Hunt is there.
Well, he has had a few saves to make. Mostly it's been routine. Shelby, lots and lots of power. It's a nice height for Kieran Westwood. He wouldn't expect to get beaten by that.
So Matt Ritchie departs. Alexander Mitrovic hoping to turn things in Newcastle's direction. A little bit of concern here because Kieran Westwood receiving treatment. Both sides have used all their substitutes. He hasn't been overly stretched in the sense that the saves are all ones that you would expect a goalkeeper of his quality to make. But clearly a little discomfort for him in a different sense. Shelby. That could be interesting, and Westwood in a bit of difficulty.
Well, there's the first test of whatever the problem is with Kieran Westwood. Mitrovic knows exactly what he's doing. Backs in.
Makes his presence felt in all kinds of ways, Alexander Mitrovic, but he can be very dangerous indeed. Straight to the feet of Bannon. Semedo's arriving on the scene, and here he is. Finds reach. Pudel. Inside to reach. Promise here. Fletcher's there! Oh, and Rhodes trying to turn it goalwards. The offside flag up against him in any case.
Oh, wonderful play. Pudel and reach down that left-hand side. Clever movement by Stephen Fletcher. Just doesn't get the contact he's looking for, does he? But it is wonderful play, and it's what they're capable of. Jordan Rhodes can't divert it in anyway. I think the flag had gone up.
Lee's underneath it, the man who got that breakthrough goal for Sheffield Wednesday.
You can't remember Newcastle having chances like that, can you, really?
Well, it's been Shelby from the edge or outside the box.
Most figures will tell you that it's a fairly even game, but in reality, those 5 saves have been reasonably routine. And when you factor in the golden chances that Sheffield Wednesday have missed, there aren't even a factor there.
Well, I suppose, unfortunately, there's an element of... As Mitrovic rises, well, Mbemba's in there. It will be a corner. But if you were to compare chances, would you say...
You can't.
Well,
you can't,
yeah,
really.
No.
Not in the same ballpark, are they?
Away by Jordan Rhodes doing his defensive duty. Dummett got plenty behind that. This is a Newcastle team that scored 2 goals in stoppage time earlier in the season to turn around a defeat to victory against Norwich City. It was a late turnaround at the Amex as well, with a bit of fortune in it, you may remember. No, Diame does.
It was a freak, wasn't it? I wouldn't mind another one right now, would they? That's for sure.
Shelby. Atsu. Shelby. And Atsu might get there. No, Semedo does.
And that is precisely why he's been brought onto the pitch, Jose Semedo.
And Fletcher's after this. Cancel and Bemba, the last line of defence there.
Oh, brilliant work. Not only does he stay with his runner, helps his mate out, clears it to a teammate. You can see what Jordan Rhodes is trying to do there.
Fletcher. Pudil. Hurrying from Pudil again. It's a strange one, isn't it? I mentioned it before that if Sheffield Wednesday have got 2 goals for their efforts in the first half, you feel maybe they're a little short-changed.
Absolutely. Carlos Carvalhal will be absolutely thrilled.
Well, he said this period would be sort of the restart of the season. You can certainly get that feeling from the way they're going about their business as Rhodes tried to stay on side. That's always asking a good deal too much of him.
They had to turn that form around. I mean, what was it, 2 wins in 8 games, something like that. It was never going to be enough to hold Fulham off. And it was also not the kind of form that you want to be taking into the playoffs if you are going to get in the playoffs. The last 2 games, much better.
There is plenty of pressure around, which they've had to react to. Door shot well by Pudil.
And not only that as well, if you can't take confidence from beating Newcastle United, you can't take confidence from anything.
And Pudil's defensive diligence has come at a bit of a cost.
Like I said, they've used all their subs. It's another example of excellent defensive work. Just wonder whether he's stretched something there. Does the job brilliantly.
At least 6 weeks without a competitive start as well, Pudil, so it's not going to be at full pelt yet. I think Carlos Carvalhal has a theory about the improvement of the division can be measured by the quality of what's kind of sitting between 7th and 12th at the moment. And
absolutely,
if you put those teams into last year's division, you'd probably find them plumb in the top 6.
I don't think there's any doubt the Championship is getting stronger. It's certainly more difficult to get out of.
On to Rhodes. There's Dummett. It's Tom Lees. Gouffran. Jose Perez. Gouffran. Perez. Mbemba. Dummett. Cut out there by Barry Bannon. trouble in the end. To go back to the 2nd of January for Newcastle's last away defeat at Blackburn, team who remarkably did the double over them. Fulham also in that group of teams. They've done the double over Newcastle today, this season. Well, Mitrovic took it down beautifully. Oh, and it's spilled! And on the follow-up, John Joe Shelby puts it away. And it's going to be a nervous end for Wednesday. Hope reignited for Newcastle.
Well, it is going to be a nervous end now. Kieran Westwood knows, doesn't need anybody to tell him that he has to do better with that. Bounces up, a little bit awkward, but it comes off his chest and back out straight to John Joe Shelby. I have to say, Shelby has deserved a goal here tonight. But for once, I've been praising that Sheffield Wednesday defence all evening. And Tom Lee's lost his man. And Kieran Westwood made a mistake, and it is game on again.
He anticipated that there might be something there for him. And it paid off. And you can hear the tension, you can feel the tension. It's Gouffran. David Jones on the end of it for Wednesday.
Well, I spoke about how if you beat Newcastle, you can take confidence from that. But what you don't want to do is throw away a 2-goal lead.
Fair to say the thought has crossed the mind of that gentleman, and that 25,000 inside Hillsborough. Vincent Sasso winning that header. Now here's Perez. Gouffran. No change out of Pudil, but it will be a corner. And only Darlow's going to stay back.
I think he's looking over at the bench. I think he wants to go up Carl Darlow, doesn't he? But he's not getting any encouragement from Rafa Benitez.
Well, where's it going to drop? A bit as though it might have cannoned off the cells. Mitrovic was in there.
Well, I think Iosi Perez at the far post. He's the closest one, isn't he? If he takes a gamble, moves in toward the goal, he gets a tap in there, but a little bit of lady luck for Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, Mitrovic just hiding to annoy the commentators behind Jamal Lascelles. Well, they've given themselves a chance, and they do have that character, they do have that resilience. And now a situation where they were concentrating on managing the game. It's now turned into a distinctly anxious one. Fletcher. Another play by David Jones, and we're about to see just how long there will be. 4 minutes.
You can hear the groans from the Sheffield Wednesday fans, can't you?
4 minutes.
Newcastle, you wouldn't expect they'll be subtle now. Got 2 big lads up front, and that's where it's going.
Towards Mitrovic this time. And Mitrovic is up, and Gouffran's on the end of it. Trying to shrug off Richan Pudil. Here's Anita providing help. Jack Hunt. Jordan Rhodes got his head on it, and here's Barry Bannon. Semedo does well. Jordan Rhodes is in a bit of pain here.
Well, they'll just take their time here, Sheffield Wednesday. Just try and waste a few more seconds. Rafa Benitez is aware of it. He wants the referee.
Fletcher going up for it. Rhodes. Here it comes. Oh, and did Pudil fell Mitrovic? He did in prime position here.
Do you know what? I think he's absolutely out on his feet as well, Daniel Poodle, and that is not helping his cause here. He's tired. He just can't get back in. He's clumsy there, look. Clear nudge. He's had such a good game as well, but that is irresponsible, isn't it?
Well, the question is just how costly will it be? Atsu and Shelvey over this free kick. Newcastle players disrupting the wall. Shelvey blasts. And Bemba. That's defended by Sasso. Atsu and Bemba. Murphy hoping to get there. Fletcher did. And now Reach. Shelvey.
That'll do. That'll do. See the tension, can't you?
Oh. And believe me, you can feel it here at Hillsborough.
You can.
Well, not only will the majority at Hillsborough be looking on nervously, those at Craven Cottage as well. Fulham having climbed above Wednesday would drop out of the top six again as it stands. Atsu. Dummett. Oh, Sasso's header. Where's it going to drop? Semedo gets there. Anita. Bannon. Well, he's heading after it, and so is Carl Darlow. Newcastle keeper winning the race. It did curl out of play.
Well, that should be that, you would think. The signal, the time is up. Throw the ball into the corner.
No, nothing comes easy in the Championship, and having established a bit of daylight, no great surprise that a team of Newcastle's quality at least caused the nerves to really jangle towards the end.
I don't think anybody can argue that Sheffield Wednesday have deserved to win this game.
And what a win it is. A win of great importance, not just today, but for the confidence it will bring for what is ahead.